What is going on, everyone? I hope you're all having a glorious and wonderful day today. I must say today is a crazy day. I just kind of like a bit of an update, working with God. Putting Moldavite back on my root chakra, I always notice the most power. That's just me personally, anytime I put that there. Of course, everyone's should be experimenting with their own chakras to see what chakra benefits them the most, whether it's on the heart, the crown, brow, whatever it is, or maybe even the ones above the crown, if you guys have been studying that as well. But going back to the root chakra, guys, I've been placing my Moldavite there probably for like the last day or so. Like I said, I noticed the most energy from this specific chakra. And recently, I've been cutting all ties from things from my past, cutting ties from people who no longer serve me or my purpose. And I must say that it's very liberating, just moving from one level to the next, trusting God, trusting that, as I rise in this frequency that Moldavite is giving me, that it's also aligning me to where I need to go to next. And I've also become aware of a lot of different energies, especially my own, with something that I noticed growing up when I was like around 14, 15. I noticed a very divine power that I had within myself. And around the age of 18, I lost it all, or at least I thought I did. But I ended up figuring out what this energy was and how to basically circulate it into my whole system again. And maybe some of you are wondering what it is, but you know what? It took me a really long time to figure it out. And it would just be almost like, it wouldn't be good for you if I just told you the answer versus you going through the journey and figuring it out yourself, if that's what you're supposed to do. But I have finally discovered my own personal power and where I can get my own personal power from. And I definitely encourage all of you guys to do that as well, if that's what you're guided to do, because obviously we all have different paths. And I know that the one that God has given me requires a lot more discipline, a lot more, commitment into, creating this energy that still lives within me. And it's crazy to see though how people react to it when I pair it up with Moldavite, because anytime, at least in my experience, when I work with Moldavite, now that I'm generating my own personal energy, I can see how it affects people and how people can now start reading my energy, that I am a child of God. And not everyone is okay with that, because whether you want to believe it or not, there are different spiritual worlds outside than like what we can see with our eyes. And there is, these demons that at least I know I have to face because I am a child of God. And so I can feel the hate from, my enemies, so to speak. But I'm also learning how to fight a spiritual warfare, and I know that, some people watching this may say, well, yeah, but Moldavite takes you to this higher realm. You're not going to be touched by these lower spirits. But you know what? Lucifer was an angel of light. So at the end of the day, he can still kind of masquerade in these energies, or at least notice them, when somebody walks into a room, I'm sure you guys have noticed, and they're really happy, everyone notices. So it's almost like a bright light coming into a dark room and people notice. And so at least for me, my enemies is kind of like Lucifer and his demons. And, I don't expect, people to relate, because obviously we're talking about different spiritual realities. But at the end of the day, I can feel the hate from my enemies. And now I'm learning how to fight spiritual warfare with this new energy that God has given me. And it's so amazing to see, because half of the stuff now that I'm working on, it literally looks like stuff you see in the movies that you would never think could actually happen. But now it's really happening because I am seeing it with my own eyes. And it's just trusting God more and more, realizing that I have to cling on to him no matter what, even when it comes to my protection and fighting off these enemies, because at the end of the day, God can do whatever he wants. He knows when my time it is to go and who I need to defeat. Like, he knows every little, footstep that I have to take along this journey until I go back home to him. But I really wanted to share that with you guys, because I notice now with this Moldavite, as growing this energy within myself, and then God's guiding me along the way. He's showing me how to use this energy, and it's just so cool, so magical. Some of these spiritual powers that God is giving me, stuff that you'd read in the Bible and you're like, man, at least when I read the Bible, I'm like, I want to see this because I believe it's possible. And now it's some of these like miracles are starting to manifest themselves in my life. And I'm just like, wow. And so, you know, I don't know if it's for me to show you yet what that looks like. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It's really all in God's timeline. But I really wanted to document this because it is a part of the journey. I want God to get all the glory for, you know, everything that goes on, you know, that and has been happening in my life, because it's been a long journey. And, you know, if as long as these videos need to be up and however long they need to last, you know, whoever they touch is, you know, that God has already, you know, chosen those people. And so I just want to let you guys know that, man, God is a spiritual being and he can do whatever he wants. And once you learn how to use your spiritual powers and continue to develop them, man, it is crazy. But there's a lot that goes into it. I don't want to talk too much about it here because it's been a long journey. And actually, the journey never ends because we're infinite beings. So we're just in this for the long haul. So, guys, hope you guys are having a great day today. And yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be a wild journey, and I'm so thankful and grateful that you guys are in it for the long haul. And yeah, stay tuned. So I send you guys so much love, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. See ya.